Like, share, subscribe. Shouts out to the Lions Den community. And don't y'all forget to subscribe to the podcast show. Link will be pinned in the top of the chat.
Just name the channel who could bang with us. I'll prove that you are smoking dust. GTV Media is top notch in this game, y'all. You failures only have yourself to blame, y'all. Ticket TV and a weapons make you suckers cry. Why don't you close your channel, crawl into a hole and die? Shout out to those who love our movement, no, we'll never flop until you get your mouth on LDBC. We are the underground outfit, y'all. We built this whole thing by ourselves, look in y'all. Independence start with self-preservation. If you can't take care of self, then how can you build a nation, y'all? Yup, we got that merch for the ladies and yes, we even got that merch for the babies and we got appliances and everything that you will need. We got some banging songs that make anemic haters bleed.
All right, man. Y'all press 2 if y'all can hear me in the comments, man. I got a mic check 1 2 1 2. If y'all can hear me, press 2. And salute to all the people that sent donations to the Cash App yesterday. The link is pinned at the top of the chat. If y'all want to support the channel, man, I appreciate all of y'all, man. Shout out to Devin in the Cash App. Shout out to Alicia in the Cash App. Shout out to Karen in the Cash App. Salute to who else that was? Hold on one second. There was some more people too. Hold on. I'm about to get y'all right now. I accidentally just pushed you off the screen. My bad, y'all. I was looking at something else. Okay, yeah. Shout out to Walter in the Cash App. Salute to Amber Jenkins in the Cash App. Shout out to Kimberly in the Cash App. Stacy Jefferson, I appreciate you with the donation to the Cash App. And shout out to Antoinette in the PayPal. She came through with a $50 donation in the PayPal yesterday as well in that video we did last night. Look, man, y'all can hear me? Man, let's get to it, man. First of all, let me start off this video by cooking this clown. You came in my comment section yesterday after the video, and you asked me a question. So you ask, I will answer. You said, how about you getting exposed for lying, said the hotel tape was not going to be used in court? 304, hey, boy. Talking about Cassie, y'all. You rat or roach or whatever you may be, sir. If you go back and listen to the video I did, which is on YouTube, I clearly stated that the feds have 5 videos of Diddy just 3 weeks ago. I stated in the video, but I know you don't listen because it's the problem y'all have. You don't listen all the way through. At the beginning of the video, I said that the feds would not be using the CNN video, fool. Why? Because if you go to the report, that's right on CNN. Read the report. It says the government in the Sean Diddy Combs trial will not be using a specific CNN videotape as evidence, clown. But I told you that the government had 5 other versions of the tape, the full tape, not the CNN version. I told you they wouldn't be using the CNN version, man. The hell is wrong with you, man? Go back and listen to the whole video, fool. I started off the video by saying, hey, man, the Fed, and I said this in multiple videos, the feds are not going to use the CNN video, but they have 5 other versions of the video. I showed you the paperwork. This is the reason why when y'all ask me why I be snapping on people and going crazy on people, this is why. This is why, right? Because ignorance is at an alarming rate. But obviously, people don't listen to the videos. And he's saying, you know, Cassie's a 304. Cool, I don't have no problem. Cassie may be a hoe. Diddy's one too. So what you say? It's funny how y'all saying that about Cassie, but Diddy's one too. So it is what it is. You know, don't pick and choose, nigga. Just keep it 100 all the way down the line. That's all I want you to do. If you're going to keep it keep it 100 all the way up and down the line, sucker. But anyways, I come to you guys bearing new gifts and information, and Diddy Docket never misses. Salute to him. But I come to you guys bearing new information because I told everybody in this case that this trial was made up with rats. And I told you guys that Sean Diddy Combs, y'all was looking at Cassie. Everybody said, well, Cassie, she's wrong too. Duh. Cassie was a part, you could say, of the enterprise. Cassie got a deal, a proffer agreement, to where her testimony in crimes that she had participated in, like solicitation for prostitution, all other stuff, wouldn't be used against her. I've been told y'all this. How many times did I show everybody in this video this? But people don't listen to people when I say stuff. By contrast, the government has provided detailed proffers of each victim's anticipated testimony and corroborating evidence. That should let y'all know right there. And then I showed y'all in Diddy's opposition where Diddy was mad and Diddy was saying that Cassie was not credible because she took a settlement. And then the judge wrote to Diddy that as to the evidence in victim one, who everybody knows now is Cassie, civil suit against Diddy, the affidavit, what is the affidavit? Her sworn statement. It already includes that information, right? So she told the government this. Everybody said Cassie's exposed. How is Cassie exposed when she already told them everything? They all snitched on Diddy. That's why I've been trying to tell y'all this. I've been saying this the whole time, but people don't want to listen. They want to pick and choose your words. Oh, Cassie, she's guilty too. Bro, we're not saying that. We've been telling y'all the whole time that everybody flipped on Diddy. They kept saying, where's the enterprise? Where's the enterprise? I said from day one, all these people flipped on Diddy. So you can see right here what a judge wrote about Cassie, and he said that the affidavits don't reveal that Combs eventually paid her $20 million settlement. You guys blocked out the $20 million settlement, but we know that now, to resolve the case. And it's unclear how that settlement undermines Cassie's credibility. Just the opposite. Having already been paid the settlement, right? Cassie, victim one, lacked any financial motive to lie. This is the judge writing this in the paperwork. They say, and while Dick Combs is correct, read this line right here, y'all. While Combs is correct that the information as to a confidential informant, I told you guys this. Everybody talking about, oh man, Cassie exposed too, she need to be charged too. I said, bro, she's not going to be charged because she gave up information. She walks away free. The feds came after Cassie and all of them too when they investigated. The difference was that Cassie and all the rest of them gave up all the information on Diddy. You guys don't listen. And now today I have more devastating news for Diddy. Because all his supporters, because the devil is in the details. Now let's get to that. But it says that basically the judge says, and while Combs is correct, that information as to a confidential informant's credibility must be considered in a warrant application. He told him to see McCarthy versus the county of Rensselaer, right? As a reference. He says the Second Circuit differentiates between professional informants and witnesses like Cassie Ventura, who need not be shown to have been previously reliable before the authorities may rely on her statements. She gave statements to the feds. I've been telling y'all this for the longest. It says, in addition, other witnesses confirmed Cassie's information. For example, there were more sworn affidavits of people who testified against Diddy in his own inner circle. Right? You also have a doctor in there that's going to testify. And it says at the end, Cassie's own statements to law enforcement were not the sole basis for probable cause. Now, what did that mean, y'all? That meant that there was more people in Diddy's circle who turned on him and gave him up to the feds. And they're going to either walk away free or they're going to get, minimal punishment or anything. But people don't listen, but that's okay. I got some news for y'all today. So now, victim 4, who we talked about last night, and if you guys remember about victim 4, right? Victim 4, and shout out to Trinity. She came through with a $50 donation in the Cash App. Salute to you, Trinity. I appreciate you. We talk about victim number 4, who's coming up in this trial, guess what, y'all? If you guys remember, back in November, in the government's opposition to Diddy's bail, remember when Diddy filed for bail? Back in November, Diddy was trying to get bail. In the letter of opposition, it was revealed. It's all right here in the papers. Read right here, y'all. After a victim filed a civil lawsuit in 2023 alleging, among other things, that the victim's participation in freak-offs was not consensual, the defendant has made multiple efforts to interfere with victims and witnesses by feeding those individuals false narratives regarding the defendant's criminal conduct. Now read that part in yellow, y'all. For instance, the defendant, speaking of Diddy, caused intermediaries, that means other people who are around him still, former and current. So they're talking about past and present security staff, right? So they said Diddy had people working on his behalf even until now. All these people, many of these people are testifying against Diddy. That's the part y'all say, I don't see where the RICO is. Nigga, I'm showing you niggas. They all of them ratting, nigga. Rats. But y'all want to get mad at me for telling the truth. It says, for instance, the defendant, who's Diddy, caused intermediaries, former and current security staff, to repeatedly call a former employee, who they call employee number 1. That is a person who is in Diddy's RICO, a co-defendant, who had witnessed firsthand the defendant's abuse of the victim. The intermediaries told employee number 1 in sum and substance that what she had observed was a normal relationship. Let me read this again. You guys got to understand this, right? Let me read that to you one more time. They're saying that the intermediaries for Diddy told employee number 1 in sum and substance that what she had observed was a quote-unquote normal relationship. It says around the same time and highlighted at the prior hearing, the defendant, Diddy, recorded 2 phone calls with a different victim, victim number 2, in which the defendant, Diddy, attempted to feed victim number 2 a false narrative regarding victim number 2's involvement in the freak-offs, namely that they were consensual. So they got Diddy on the phone. Remember when they denied his bail 3 times? Y'all was wondering why? Because they had Diddy on the phone, which they allege he was trying to coerce victim number 2 into saying that the freak-offs were consensual. When they show this in court, the nigga is toast. We haven't even got to victim 2. But it goes on. You guys are crazy out of y'all's damn mind. It also said that Diddy used his former and current security staff to repeatedly call employee number 1, right? Who was his co-defendant. who had witnessed firsthand Diddy's abuse of Cassie, right? Now watch this. How do you know who employee one is? Because if you read right here in the enterprise letter, remember I told y'all they was going to send Diddy the enterprise letter with all of his co-defendants that was snitching on him? Well, in his enterprise letter, if you read that little yellow part at the bottom, it says the individuals referenced in the enterprise letter refer to the same persons herein, with the exception of victim number 4, who is referred to as employee number 1. Victim number 4 has turned Fed, taken a proffer agreement, and will now testify in the trial against Sean Diddy Combs. And victim 4 will testify that they were a part of Diddy's enterprise and a part of his racketeering. You want some more of this ether? Do you want some more of this ether? Now, I'm going to do you a favor, because I know some of y'all in the comment section still don't get it. But I'm going to do you a major favor, and I'm going to blow it up. Because when they lie, I bring truth and facts. And when everybody wants to know, what is Tiki doing? What is he talking about? What are you doing? All I'm doing is telling you the truth. It was right here in all the paperwork. The reason why I was so sure that they're going to find Diddy guilty, and I've been telling y'all this from the beginning. When everybody said, man, where's the enterprise? I don't see it. You don't see it because ain't nobody stupid that was rolling around him. They all rats. Now, read it. Read it. Individuals referenced in the enterprise letter. Remember I told you the enterprise letter is going to have all his co-conspirators listed on there? Diddy knows who these people are. Just the public doesn't know. Because these niggas don't read paperwork like I do, nigga. So when they out here screaming about Cassie, Cassie don't mean shit. Cassie already took a deal. She ratted. She took a deal. And so did all those other people. That's why I told y'all Diddy's going to prison for life. Because all of his co-conspirators gave all the evidence to the feds. And they're all testifying against that nigga pretty much. As you see right there, it said individuals referenced in the enterprise letters refer to the same persons herein, with the exception of victim number 4, who is referred to as employee number 1 in the enterprise letter. Now go back and remember what the judge said about victim number 4, who is now a rat, who we know turned and gave up evidence against Diddy. Now read that right there, right? Victim 4's affidavit states that blank blank and Combs employees, blank blank blank. Combs objects that the affidavits left out critical information, including a text that her attorney, blank 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 and blank blank blank, the government wasn't aware of the blank 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 when the affidavits were sworn. Combs' only response is that it is simply defies belief that the government wasn't aware of this specific evidence. So Diddy was mad because the government presented something, and the government said, well, we didn't know this. We brought this in late. And Diddy was like, oh, well, you think they didn't know? They had to know. It says, like victim 1 and assistant 1. We ain't even got to assistant 1 yet. Victim 4 is not a professional informant. There's a difference between professional informants Because remember, this is why you read paperwork. This is why you read paperwork. Go back to Cassie. Go back to Cassie. Read right there. It says in the middle of the page, not even the middle, right after on the 1, 2, 3, 4. Read the 5th line at the end, right after the black part on the 5th line. It says victim 1 lacked any financial motivation to lie, talking about Cassie. It says, and while Diddy Combs is correct that the information as to a confidential informant's credibility must be considered in a warrant application, right? It says that the Second Circuit differentiates between professional informants and witnesses like Cassie Ventura, who need not be shown to have been previously reliable before the authorities may rely on their statements. So there's a difference between professional rats, people who have a history of snitching, and people who don't. These people don't have a history of being rats. So that is why they're not called professional informants. It's almost like a professional ball player. You have an amateur ball player. You have a college ball player, high school, middle school, but they're not professional. So it says right here in the middle of the paragraph page, it says victim 4, right? It says like victim 1, like Cassie. It's a judge saying this now. And assistant number 1, who's been unnamed so far. It says that victim number 4 is not a professional informant whose credibility had to be assessed before the affiliate could rely on her statements. They gave information and turned on Diddy, his whole inner circle. Rats. So when everybody says, I don't see the RICO, there's a RICO right there. Because all the people that's working with Diddy gave up affidavits, sworn statements, and testifying against him for a deal of immunity. And inclusion of this allegedly missing information would not have necessarily undermined the probable cause determination. Further, while the affidavit's detailed information, see affidavit, while the affidavit's detailed information about how in this blacked out, go back to the other form where I keep showing y'all the government told y'all. By contrast, the government has provided detailed proffers to each victim's anticipated testimony and corroborating evidence. They not only gave up testimony, but they gave up evidence on Diddy. This is how I've known the whole time that Diddy was going to prison for life. Because his entire inner circle pretty much have all snitched on him and given up information and admitted to their crimes. And they all gave up the big dog. It's right here in the paperwork. It says, victim 4, allegations were corroborated by phone records. Peep this. It says, on the day that Combs Associates, including, there's a producer that's going to come up in this, y'all. Producer number 3. There's multiple producers in this paperwork. Allegedly tried to silence her after the assault. Read that line again. It said victim number 4, and this is a woman, victim number 4. Her allegations were corroborated by phone records on the day that Combs' associates, including producer number 3, and we're going to find out who these producers are. Producer number 1, producer number 2, producer number 3, allegedly tried to silence her after the assault. And it blacks out that other part. And then it says, this evidence enhances victim 4's credibility at the very minimum, provides enough for probable cause of, and it blacks it out, and you'll find out in trial. But for you guys who don't know, now you all know that victim number 4, who has now been revealed as employee number 1, was on Sean Diddy Combs' co-defendant list. And this person, who's victim number 4, has also accused Sean Combs of things. So that's why this person went from being an informant as well as a victim. For instance, the defendant calls intermediaries, former and current security staff, to repeatedly call a former employee 1, the feds was watching everything, who had witnessed firsthand Diddy's abuse of the victim. The intermediaries told employee number 1 in sum and substance what she had observed as a normal relationship. So read it again. It said the intermediaries that Diddy allegedly sent this girl told her, the employee, that what you saw was normal relationship. So basically, the paperwork is saying that Diddy told them to tell her, hey, what you saw was that was a normal relationship. Then, this part, or let's look at this part first. Showed y'all. It says an overview of criminal conduct and charges in the indictment were set forth in the government's prior briefing and in the government's enterprise letters, which were submitted to the court under seal on March the 26th, 2025. Individuals referenced in the enterprise letters refer to the same persons herein, with the exception of victim 4, who is referred to as quote-unquote employee number 1 in the enterprise letters. So this is some woman that was helping Diddy, that was a part of his enterprise, that has turned on Diddy and taken a deal with the feds. And let me read the bulk of this paperwork on this page, right? And it says, this brother says, your channel is based on tearing black men down. That's a goddamn lie. You want to talk about tearing black folks down? That's what you want to talk about, right? Let's do that. Do you remember this, sir? Because, see, I love it when you guys come up, and I'm going to show y'all ether. Because, see, here's the problem that we have in the black community. You punk bitches like yourself don't want to hold mofos accountable for their bitch assness and irresponsibility, beating up on black folks, beating up on black women. See, if it's a white man beating up on a black woman or black men, y'all don't care. Excuse me. Y'all, if it's a white man beating up on black folks, black women, all y'all motherfuckers want to act like y'all Malcolm X and have a 1,000,000-man march and go into this whole road. But if it's a black man terrorizing, beating up black folks, doing all this shit to black folks, destroying black folks, you motherfuckers gonna turn a blind eye and walk the other way like the bitches you are. But since you said that, let's take it back. You remember that? You remember that? You remember that? Because see, I waiting on dudes like you. I got heat. I got heat for ninjas like you. Now, read that right there on your screen right there. Now, this article was from, 1994. March the 3rd, 1994, in the Gannett suburban newspapers, and read what this article says. It says a local music promoter, this is back in 94, you dumb son of a snitch, a local music promoter involved in a fatal celebrity basketball game at the City College of New York in 1991 spent Grammy night in the Mount Vernon jail. Sean Puff Daddy Combs, 24 years old, was arrested Tuesday evening because he allegedly shoved his former girlfriend's mother, Kristen Hilton, while she was holding his son. Combs was charged with endangering the welfare of a child, a misdemeanor, and harassment violation. He was arraigned yesterday in city court before Judge Barbara Gunther Zambila and released his own recognizance after spending the night in jail. A hearing is scheduled for March the 23rd. Combs faces 1 year in jail on child endangerment charge and 15 days or a $250 fine on harassment charge. He was represented by Robert Kalina. Police said the incident occurred when Combs allegedly pushed Mrs. Hilton in her home at about 6:45 p.m. during a dispute over Justin Combs, his 2-month-old child. Hilton, the deputy commissioner of the Veteran Affairs in Mount Vernon, was reportedly holding the infant at the time that she was pushed. The child was not injured, police said. Police said that Combs, involved in a child custody dispute, was trying to pull the child away from her. Tamika Hooten, who was 21 years old, Hilton's daughter, and Combs' former girlfriend, is the mother of the child. She was in the house at the time, police said. Hilton declined to comment yesterday. Combs was the promoter of a rap star basketball game at the City College of New York, which 9 students were crushed to death in a stairway of the Nat Holman Gymnasium on December 28, 1991. Neither Combs nor his lawyer could be reached for comment after yesterday's court appearance. Since 1994, this nigga been putting his hands, allegedly, on black folks. And before then, and you hoes gonna come in here talking about somebody trying to tear down a black man, nigga, shut your bitch ass up. You's a bitch, nigga. Period. You's a bitch, nigga. You niggas got selective energy. If that dude looked like George Zimmerman on the screen, all of y'all would want to torch this dude. But since he's black, you give him a pass for beating up on black folks. Not only black women, but black men too. But y'all don't have a problem with that. You don't have a problem with black on black crime, but you only have a problem with white on black crime. You's a bitch, nigga. You should have a problem with anybody bringing any type of destruction towards black folks. If you want it like that, nigga. If you want it like that. Anybody bringing destruction to black folks, if you want it like that, you should have a problem. But you niggas have selective energy. That's why I don't fuck with you niggas. Period. Then you put that on top of the other girl who accused Diddy of punching a girl in the face and watching her head hit the steering wheel of a car, nigga. But y'all cool with that. Y'all cool with that. Right? Because like I said, these niggas is hoes, just like Diddy. Straight 304. The same way y'all say Cassie is, Diddy is too. But see, Diddy's a bigger one because Diddy will put his hands on women. Black women. That's right. Now, like I said, you niggas is hoes. You niggas have a problem with white men putting their hands on all black folks. But you don't have a problem with Diddy putting his hands on black women and other black men. Make it make sense, nigga. Make it make sense. That shit don't make no sense to me, Playboy. The nigga been in the newspaper since 94, since 91 about bullshit. Now let's get back to it. I'm sorry, y'all. I had to clap a clown. I had to clap a clown. Right? So the bulk of this paperwork says the charges against the defendant. It says on March the 6th, 2024, the grand jury returned superseding indictments charging Diddy in 3 counts. Count 1 charges the defendant with participating in a racketeering conspiracy between about 2004 to 2024 in violation of 18 U.S.C. 1962. Among other things, count 1 alleges that Diddy, right, coerced 3 female victims identified in the superseding indictment as victim 1, victim 2, and victim 3 to engage in commercial sex acts. Count 2 charges the defendant with sex trafficking victim 1 by force, fraud, or coercion in between 2009 and 2018, right? In violation of 18 U.S.C. 1591. And count 3 charges the defendant with transporting multiple individuals, including the same sex trafficking victims, identified in count 1, victim 1, victim 2, and victim 3, and male commercial sex workers, interstate for purposes of engaging in prostitution in or about 2009 all the way up until 2024, in violation of 18 U.S.C. 2421. As detailed in the superseding indictment, these charges arise from the defendant's decade-long pattern of criminal conduct involving the abuse and sexual exploitation of multiple victims. Everybody stuck on Cassie. Everybody talking about Cassie. Bro, Cassie small potatoes in this case. This man got major problems. Because this week, they're going to start cracking out all of his co-defendants that have turned and snitched on him. And I told people. And when you tell the truth, people get upset. When you tell the truth. Right? And see, it's funny how we do a video speaking about something black, because it's a black, we're a black channel. So we're going to speak on black news. But it's funny how he says, yo, all you do is talk about tearing down black men. These niggas don't say that to them niggas who make videos talking about all that monkey shit that be going on in the black community every day. These niggas be making videos talking about all these niggas that be shooting each other, robbing each other, killing each other. And with them niggas be in the comments saying, yeah, man, you got to slide for a nigga. Do this, do that. Slide, nigga. Ride, nigga. You niggas is a bunch of effing hypocrites, nigga. Period. Scumbags. Scum of the living earth. Scum of the living earth. Period. But they say, I don't see no Rico here. You niggas don't see it this week. People saying, I don't see a Rico. You gonna see it. Because all of his co-defendants turn, nigga, and it's all in the paperwork. Devil's in the details, baby. And they're going to be presenting it. And that's victim 4. So now you know at least 2 of the victims, out of the 5 victims they say they got right now that they're charging Diddy with, at least 2 of them were involved in his inner circle and took proffer agreements to avoid jail time. Cassie and victim number 4. Now, all the other people that have turned on this dude and ratted and given up information, they're all people in his inner circle. And we're going to be starting with him this week. Yeah, that guy right there on your screen. David James. He's coming up first this week. All right? Think about that. Now, this guy's going to get on the stand, and he's going to testify that he aided and abetted in Diddy's racketeering enterprise. Watch. I'm telling y'all what's going to happen. How do I know? Seen the paperwork. So what Diddy's lawyers are going to try to do is say that all these people are lying. They're going to try to destroy the credibility of all these people. But what's going to happen is by the time you get to person number 10, person number 11, person number 12, the jury's not going to believe that all these people are lying when they bring in evidence. Just saying, bro. So don't get mad at me. I didn't rat on Diddy. I'm not in the case. All of Diddy's people turned on him. Maybe people was just tired of getting their ass beat. Maybe you should ask them. Maybe they was tired of getting their face punched through walls and said, why I go to prison for a nigga who was allegedly whooping my ass when I don't have to? Maybe they was thinking like that. But either way you think about it, Diddy got a real problem. He got a real problem. I'm telling y'all. So all these people that was talking about Cassie and acting like Cassie, these people don't know nothing about the case, bro. You can't talk to people who don't know nothing about the case. If they don't know nothing about the case, haven't been reading the casework, and don't really know what's going on, you shouldn't even talk to them. I wouldn't even waste my time talking to them. Because you're just going to be arguing, disagreeing, and then when they get to court and they see everything that come out that you've been telling them in the paperwork, now they're going to be looking crazy as hell. Acting like they surprised. Nigga, when they've been listening the whole time. You know? So this is a situation what's going on. Most deaf. And everybody sees it. Everybody sees it. So, y'all let me know what y'all think, man. Victim number 4 is one of Diddy's co-defendants that have now gave up information and will be cooperating with the federal government. Like, share, subscribe.
All right, you guys, so we appreciate everybody that popped in, supported this video. Make sure that you guys shop our merch. We got that new A-Weapons merchandise right there below this video. All you got to do is look below. The links will be pinned at the top of the comment section as well to get the merch, to donate, support the channel, and subscribe to our podcast show. You'll see all those links pinned at the top of the comment section of this video. And we appreciate everybody that supports this channel and our networks. Also, that straight drop weight loss formula. Go to the website. You guys will see that. A link for that will be pinned at the top of the comment section as well. Go right there for all of your weight loss needs. Straight drop weight loss formula. We have a lot of testimonials on the website. You can go to www.str-8-drop.com and get you some of the weight loss formula today. Take your weight loss serious. Get in the gym, work out, exercise, and do what you got to do. Stay on point. We appreciate everybody that's been locked into this video. Again, all the links are pinned at the top of the comment section below. Salute to all of y'all. And again, we appreciate everybody who support what we doing over here.